Whenever we think of fat loss, we think about doing multiple things, right? We think about we got to optimize our diets, we got to optimize our workouts, we got to optimize our sleep, our lifestyle habits. Just everything has to be optimized in order to lose body fat. And that is 100% the case because, and you guys have probably heard this before, but you can be on the best workout program ever, but if your diet is trash, you will not lose weight. It is very, very difficult, almost near impossible to outwork a bad diet, right? And so the concept that I want to talk to you guys about today is the domino effect. And now essentially what the domino effect means is that you want to look at the one single thing, the one lever that you could pull that'll have a domino effect on multiple things. Just think of a domino. Hopefully you guys have played domino before, where you have one domino, you push it, right? And then it leads to multiple dominoes falling down. And we want to use this exact same concept when it comes to fat loss. You can also use this in anything in life, right? Anything you want to improve, anything you want to work on, whether it's in your business, in your sales, whatever you want to improve upon. Ask yourself this question: what is the one big lever that I can pull? What is the one thing that I can do right now that has the biggest effect in terms of, okay, not only will it fix this one issue, but that'll lead to fixing this issue, and then this issue, and then this issue, and then everything else starts to become a lot easier. And so instead of doing the reverse of fixing one thing at a time, why not just focus on doing one thing that can lead to fixing multiple things at once? It's almost like the best bang for the buck in terms of like the things you'll be working on. For that one thing, especially when it comes to fat loss, it can be numerous things. The first thing that comes to mind for me is your sleep. I know it's not a sexy answer, and it's probably not something that you guys are expecting me to say. You guys probably expect me to say like, oh, workout, because working out makes you feel more energized. So then with more energy, you feel better, blah, blah, blah. Or, oh, diet. And 100%, I think your diet could definitely be one of the dominoes you could pull as well, because if you dial in your diet, you're obviously going to start to like notice the most immediate results. When it comes to our weight loss clients, we actually have them focus on their diet first, because if you have good eating habits, if you know how to track your food, if you track your food consistently, if you make better eating habits or better food choices throughout the week, instead of eating out as much, you're cooking your own home cooked meals. Instead of drinking your calories, you're just drinking 0-calorie beverages. Instead of just making all these poor food choices, just fixing your food habits and all these other food related things, you're going to notice a huge substantial drop in your weight. And when you drop the weight, you likely will have a bit more energy. You'll feel a bit more confidence, right? And then once that's dialed in, then you can focus on maybe doing more workouts. But the reason why I want to touch on sleep is because that will literally make your eating habits and just your diet and your energy and everything else you do in life a whole lot easier. I tell this to my clients all the time as well, but if there's one thing that you could focus on, and if you want to achieve anything in life, in my personal opinion, where it all comes after a great night of sleep, think of like, okay, tomorrow is going to be a big day. What should you prioritize? More than likely your sleep. When you're sleep deprived, when you're lacking sleep, when you're just running on very little sleep, you know deep down you're not going to be operating at your max capacity, because if you're sleep deprived, you're going to be more tired. If you're more tired, you're not going to make the best decisions. And when you don't make the best decisions, you're likely, and the decisions also imply with like food decisions, right? If you don't make the best decisions food-wise, you're likely going to cheat and binge on your diet. And it's also been shown that when we're sleep deprived, two critical appetite hormones in our body go in opposite bad directions. So leptin, which signals to your body that you're nice and satisfied, actually goes down, and ghrelin, which signals that you're always hungry, actually goes up. So what you'll notice when you're not sleeping enough, when you're sleep deprived, you're going to be hungrier and you're going to be craving more food. And in that state, you're likely going to be overeating and therefore gaining weight. And when you gain weight, you're not going to be happy. And when you're not happy, that trickles down to other things. So at the very least, if you just want to do one thing at a time that has the best maximum results, focus on your sleep. Focus on having a good nighttime routine and a good morning routine. Really focus on consistency here. Your body thrives off consistency, aka your body's biological clock. Because if you go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time for at least a week or 2 weeks straight, your body will start to get used to that rhythm, and it'll actually help you fall asleep easier and wake up easier. I'm at the point now where my sleep is so dialed in where I don't have to take melatonin, I don't have to take any sleeping supplements. I've never taken any sleeping supplements because I've never had to, because I always just dialed in my sleep, and my circadian rhythm is literally helping me now fall asleep at a certain time because it knows exactly when I typically fall asleep. So it's actually helping me release a hormone in my body called melatonin, which helps me feel nice and sleepy prior to going to sleep. And it also helps me wake up at the same time every single morning because it knows exactly when I typically wake up. So it actually helps me wake up in the morning. So now I'm at a point where I don't need sleeping supplements. I don't need any of this crazy stuff. And I also, more importantly, which is actually quite nice, I don't need an alarm either. That stupid little sound you hear every single morning. Yeah, I don't use that. I don't need that because I naturally wake up whenever I have to. And the reason why you're relying on an alarm is because you freaking use the weekends to sleep in, to stay out all night, and then it literally resets your entire biological clock, your circadian rhythm, and then every single Sunday night you restart from zero again. Whereas if you can just lock in and dial in a consistent sleeping schedule, which includes the weekends, like your body doesn't know the difference between a weekday and a weekend. The weekend is only like this modern invention that got invented like 100 years ago or something by this random dude who just was working all the time and was like, you know what? I don't like working. I need an escape. I need an escape from reality. Let me just invent something where I can just have 2 days off, where I can just F off and just, do my own thing. And I think it's great, obviously, to rest, but we typically rest when we sleep. And if you truly enjoy what you do every single day, including your job, including your whatever else you do, like, you don't really want to escape reality. Like, you want to live in reality, and you want more of the reality, right? Pretty much for me, like, I don't really want to go to sleep because I'm just too excited to work on my goals, to work on my passion, right? Every single day. But I know that sleep is going to be beneficial for me, because if I don't sleep, then I know that the following day, for example, I'm not going to be able to really optimize my performance in anything. Hopefully you guys can start implementing this right away. It is the easiest thing that you can start doing right away. It's literally just you closing your eyes for 8 hours straight. That's all you have to do. And I guarantee you the following day, you're going to feel refreshed, rejuvenated, and re-energized. You're going to be making a lot better choices when it comes to your food intake. Your hunger hormones are going to be a lot more steady. You're going to have more energy for the gym, for your workouts. You're going to be making better food choices. You're going to be performing better at work, which therefore make you hopefully work a bit harder and a bit longer, and therefore make more money. So literally anything you want in life comes after a great night of sleep. So make sure you do that, and thank me later, because you'll be getting jacked, ripped, making a ton of money, and hopefully you can do that. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go. If you guys do have any specific questions for me, just drop it in the chat down below, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.